Right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Doctor Who Pod. I'm Josh. Joined with me, as always, for this series is my co-host JP.
Hello there.
How's it going, Jack?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I'm glad that I've not gone to any hospitals with doctor with the doctor anyway. But
No,
I'm
and
looking forward.
considering you broke your nose this week as well, you very nearly could have done.
Yeah, no, that is very true. Actually, I did break my nose this week, which is kind of the reason why Brad's not here because I messed up the schedule by messing up my nose. And unfortunately, the day we were supposed to record, I couldn't because I couldn't really speak. And so I cannot. I've only got myself to blame. And yes, so you can't slag off Brad this one. Normally, I would join you in slagging off Brad and saying, "Oh, I can't believe it. He's been demoted." But this time, it is my fault. So
It's
I'm
always,
taking
we can
blame for this
always
one.
blame JP.
Yeah, that's it. If in doubt, just blame me.
Talking
Just
of
let me
not
know.
being...
Go
Go
on.
on.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna blame me for saying, let me know what you're blaming me for, though, so I can play along with it. Because there's nothing worse than going, "What?"
Can confirm he's very good at getting you out of a bind. He will go with anything that you say.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But talking of not being able to speak, I have a horrible cold at the minute, so apologies if I'm even more nasally than normal. Um, but here we are, JP, at the start of season 3.
Interesting, isn't it? I've
New
got to say, so
companion, new little suit for the Doctor. We'll talk about that. New aliens, new monsters, new cameras. Does this feel a bit more HD than the last 2 series for you? I was getting that
I,
sort of.
to be honest, I tell you what, I thought it was a bit more like bluer.
Yes, I agree with you
And I don't
completely.
know if that's just because it's the setting and they did that to insinuate it's the moon and everything like that. But it just looked a bit. The dull is the wrong word. Bluer, I think, is the thing. It's just like, yeah, it just looked a bit bluer.
So I totally agree with you. I think that from here right up until Jodie Whittaker's season, Doctor Who has a blue theme about it, and you could see it. The Doctor literally wears a new blue suit. For me, it's
Yeah,
always associated with blue. And then Jodie Whittaker's era came, and it changed to orange. And I think that is what subconsciously put me off the Whittaker era. I've never spoken to anyone about this before, by the way, so I don't know if anybody
ooh,
feels the same way as I do. But yeah,
exclusive.
blue for me was always a Doctor Who color, especially with Peter Capaldi. And then it changed to orange with Whittaker. So I'm very glad that you brought that up,
Yeah,
JP.
I don't know. It just yeah, it seemed like a little bit more blue. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, of course I've not watched any of the Jodie Whittaker stuff yet, but going by the posters that I saw, on the lead up to the Jodie Whittaker stuff and everything like that, and what I saw on social media, it's very bright, like very. And I see what you mean by orange. It's very light coloured. It's
Mm, mm.
almost like a rising sun or something like that. But
I'll check you out
Chris
with the
Chib
metaphors.
Chris Chibnall fucked that one up. So oopsie.
Anyway,
Well, from
before we
what I've heard,
dive in any further, shall we jump over to Who News?
yes, you're going to be leading this one on your own.
I was going to say, do you have anything for Who News?
I saw the thing, and those that follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, I saw the thing you put up the other day with the new, was it a new Doctor in the set with the car?
Oh, yes, 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 yes. That is
I
the new
saw that.
Doctor, Shooty Gatwa.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I've seen. And the other thing I've seen as well is, of course, I was a special guest on our own podcast in the past week, just regarding the latest Doctor Who's episode. And I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter about that, and I've got to say, it seems to be split exactly down like the middle.
Yeah,
There's people that just don't like the episode and there's people that think it's the next best thing since sliced bread. And I think I've made a decision, or we've made a decision after we finish season 4. I'm then going to go start watching the new stuff as well,
yeah.
and I'm keen to watch it. I really am. I just don't know what to like. I've never seen something this split. Like, there's always people that have got their own like opinions and everything like that. Like, for some reason, you think Star Wars Episode 8 is a good film.
It is.
Um, it's not.
It is.
It's really fucking not.
It is.
But like, I've seen it all over. Like, I've just seen
Yeah,
people saying it's
yeah.
really bad, and I've seen people saying it's really good. I've not seen anybody in the middle just going, "That was all right." it's really weird. So I'm intrigued to watch it, but that's not really modern news because I'm pretty sure you and Brad covered that in the podcast.
Well, we did, but thank you very much for bringing it up. Obviously, the only bit of news that's really happened this week is there's a new episode of Doctor Who. We have reviewed it. Please go and check out that episode. Firstly, thank you to everybody that has listened and watched it. We're up to nearly 2,000 views on YouTube on that one review alone. It's absolutely insane.
That's
so
incredible.
thank you all.
You got so much time on your hands to watch a video 2,000 times.
It's yeah, quite. But like you said, it's absolutely divided the fan base in half. Me and Brad, we were quite harsh on it. We've both gone back and rewatched it, and it's not as bad as we said. I will stick to my guns. I think it's too heavily reliant on CGI, and Doctor Who is best. Doctor Who is never good with CGI. That's part of its charm, but it's never been dependent on CGI. Even if you look at this episode we're about to review now, Smith and Jones, it's on the moon. It's fantastical. It's all of this. The rain is upside down. The best effect in this one are the Judoon because they're practical and it's insane, right?
I love it. And this is the thing. I think that a lot of, and I'm going to go back to Secret Invasion. As you say, a lot of film, TV companies, they rely so heavy on CGI now, which is good because the technology is there. If you've got it, flaunt it. And the thing is with CGI and everything like that, it's only going to get better. I mean, you just look at the GTA 6 trailer released yesterday. I know there was no game. I know there was no gameplay in it whatsoever. That's all cut scenes, bollocks, and everything like that. And I seem to be the only person that's not hyped about it. But it looks phenomenal. That could have been a real life video.
There are the bits of the social media in that trailer. There's a couple of them, and I'm like, "Fuck, is that actually real footage?" It's mad. Yeah. It is mad.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you've got it, you might as well flaunt it. But at the same time, though, when things are rushed and pushed through, like they are now, you look at Marvel. There's always a series or a film or something out in the next month, and everything like that. It just looks, when it's good, it looks really good. But when it's bad, it looks even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing, because you look at Secret Invasion and the finale, and spoilers for anybody that's not seen it yet. But when you get oh god, I forgot what her name is now. The character that Emily Clark plays, the Skrull.
I don't know. I never actually watched it.
I can't remember her name now. But when she gets all of the different superpowers and everything like that, because she becomes a Super Skrull. Just the CGI was so bad. It was like, that's not good at all, No, then I look at Doctor Who and I sit there and look at things like the Judoon and and even the Ragnos from the Christmas special.
Yeah,
it's all practical and it looks good and it stands up as well. That's the thing. It stands up with time. I'm not saying that the stuff in the the 70s and the 80s. I mean, some of it does. You watch Star Wars where they do all the stuff with the miniature figures and everything like that. But it still kind of stands up.
Well, no, that's a very good example. Think about the Daleks. They were all done practical back in the day, and there's a reason that they're still around. If they'd have tried to do CGI Daleks back in the 60s, we would not still have Daleks to this day. That's a fact.
Yeah, no, agreed.
So, wanted to... Oh, God.
I was going to say, it's just proven as well. Christopher Nolan, who we know is a master of cinematography and everything like that, even he still uses practical effects. The one I saw the other day was The Dark Knight Rises, and the bit where they're underneath with the where the Joker's trying to kill Harvey Dent once he's been arrested, and they've got the thing with the SWAT van and the that was all done practically. Now, Christopher Nolan wanted to film it in whatever, I think it was Chicago, I can't remember, I'm probably getting it wrong, but whatever city it was, would only let them film in that tunnel if they didn't damage the tunnel. And the problem is the SWAT van, they needed to be blown upwards, and they couldn't guarantee that it wouldn't hit the top of the tunnel. So what they did is they made a miniature, they scaled everything down, and they made a miniature table with I suppose you can call them action figures of the SWAT van, the tumbler, the lorry, everything.
Right. Okay.
And they did that. They did it practically with miniature models.
Oh, I love.
I mean, I say miniature models; they were still pretty big, but they'd scaled everything down, and it just looks incredible. And you could still watch The Dark Knight in 20 years' time and think that looks like a good film.
Did this come out yesterday? Yeah, exactly. No,
Yeah,
it's timeless
exactly.
for
Which is
sure.
which is
Yeah.
why. Yeah, and I've got to say, yeah, that's it. But I think we've kind of touched on this episode, so I think we should finish Who News here.
Oh, well, fucking who put you in charge? Who made you lead anchor? I would just
I
like to
know.
carry on with that. So yeah, we've reevaluated our opinion and good, not great. But I just wanted to genuinely thank everybody. Nearly 2,000 views on one video.
That's a lot.
That's by far our best. So thank you all very much. Something like 65 comments on it as well. We really love, even if we piss you off, we love hearing your thoughts. And we totally, okay, like I titled that video "While Blue Yonder is a Mess" because it's a little bit clickbaity. I know that. I love Doctor Who. I don't care enough about it to have a truly strong opinion that I'm going to get offended over it. So yeah, if we do piss you off, we're very sorry, but we want to hear your opinions and we respect your opinions. We love your opinions, and we're open for this debate on it. So thank you very much again for the engagement, for the likes, for the comments, for the subscribes. And just one final thing, the more eagle-eyed of our fans would have realized that we've had a total rebrand that we've actually done today.
Woo! I can't say New Year, New Us, but we we should have waited till January, really.
Well, probably, but I put a lot of work into that this
Now,
afternoon, and then I was like, I
I've got to
need to
say,
show it.
I've got to say, I'm impressed. And full credit to you there, man. It's a pretty special logo. Yeah, we've rebranded. Let us know what you think of the logo. If you prefer this one, if you prefer the old one, yeah, let us know. But we've gone for a new logo. Go for a bit more of a blue theme.
They are in line with Series 3.
In line with Series 3. That's it. Should we tell them the secret, the potential secret plan that we was talking about earlier, or should we leave that for another video?
Far away.
Yeah. So talking of the YouTube, we saw the engagement that we got over YouTube, and we decided that maybe if we can make it work, we will also turn this into a video as well. So we will still release the audio podcast here on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, etc. But we will also do potentially also do a video as well. So you'll see us three on video. We're just trying to work out how to do that. If anybody has any tips or tricks or anything, please do let us know. We'd love to hear how you make it work, because we are all clueless. But yeah, so potentially in the new year, could have some videos up as well. As I said, the podcasts will stay on here as well. The audio will still be released on here. But yeah, you'll get to see what cool t-shirts we have and how messy our rooms are.
Exactly. Primarily I'll be in pajamas because we normally record quite late my time. So yeah, no.
Is that now? Yeah, my Hoover's broken.
We will. Yeah, we're definitely looking into it. Yeah, I'd never really considered YouTube as like a long form media intake, and I definitely don't think it is when you're just looking at a screen. So yeah, maybe to spruce things up, we'll just throw a video ourselves on. I would love to do like a proper edited video with clips of the show and stuff like that, but one, I don't have the time, and two, I don't have the storage on my laptop either. Like I really tried to do like a few 10 or 15 minute ones back when I was doing Two Bro Brokers, and I ran out of space after about 3 or 4 minutes, and I was like, right, yeah, this doesn't work. So yeah, we will try doing that. We don't know if it'll work. We don't know when we'll start doing it. But yeah, we're gonna look into it.
Yeah,
and
so all to the future, But guys, as I said, we wouldn't have even considered it had it not been for the engagement that we got. Of course, I say we, Josh and Brad got on the on the earlier episode. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, we really appreciate all the love.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think that is a perfect time to end Who News. Thank you very much. Right. Anyway, that's enough of us willy waving, basically. Shall we jump on with the episode, JP? What did you think of the introduction to Martha Jones?
Interesting. Very, very interesting. I quite like Martha. I mean, she's no Rose, don't get me wrong, she's no Rose, but I quite like that she's very hands-on, practical thinking, wants to come up, sees a problem and wants to come up with a solution, and won't rest until she comes up with a solution.
Okay. Well, she is the perfect counterpoint to Rose, right?
Oh, for sure. Rose, I think Rose kind of brought that human element to it. And I'm not saying that Martha's an alien, but Rose had that human element. The doctor was always swanning off doing the science and everything there, but Rose was like making sure, like going behind, making sure that, are you okay, or don't worry about it, and kind of almost acting as an anchor to the doctor to keep him grounded in reality.
Yeah.
Whereas Martha, I mean, look, she's a nurse. She was there distributing oxygen around and everything like. So she still got that, kind of human compassion.
I think
But I
she's a
just feel like
trainee doctor, not a nurse.
a trainee doctor or not, I don't know.
Pretty
Oh
sure
no,
it's trainee doctor.
it was nurses they were handing the oxygen to, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly.
When
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
going down
yeah.
the hallway. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, there you go. That's me getting asked about tit. But yeah, so she's still got that human compassion, but I feel like straight away, like when the hospital is on the moon, and they're like, oh my god, the oxygen, and like straight away she's just like, yeah, but these windows aren't airtight, so we're
Yeah,
fine.
she works it out straight away. I love
I
that.
like that. That's you clued up there, and I really like that. I think she's going to get on well with the doctor. But yeah, no, it's interesting. Very, very interesting.
Even down to like the family dynamic. You have Rose, who comes from a very small family, just Jackie and Mickey, that are very, very tight. And now all of a sudden we've got Martha Jones, who has this huge family that's scattered all over the place, and she's not really that engaged with other than phone calls here, there, and everywhere. Quite a
Exactly, and it's.
hectic start, I found
I
though.
was about to say, yeah, because it's all very, it just right. I'm gonna get this wrong now. So she's got her mum and her dad who are split.
Yes.
Dad's got the sugar baby girlfriend.
Yeah, the most 2000 woman you've ever met.
Oh God, yeah. I was expecting a flip phone.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
or a little BlackBerry, whichever one. Sorry for anybody that I offended that had a BlackBerry or a flip phone back in the noughties. Um, yeah. So that, and then she's got. I'm gonna get this right. It was a sister and a brother, wasn't it?
Sister and a brother. Sister is Ramona Renslayer from Loki.
Yes, I noticed that. Yeah, which is really really cool.
And the brother is, I think he's like a radio DJ now or something. He's quite
Oh,
Reggie Yates or something, I think, isn't it?
Reggie Yates. I recognise that name. Hold on.
Yeah, well, you've just seen him.
Yeah, I know that, but
I'm sure that's Reggie Yates. It is, yeah, yeah, yeah. Reggie Yates. He's in, or he was in a few things back in the day. Maybe he was on like a BBC or something like that. Um, he's the oldest looking 21-year-old I've ever
yeah,
seen, though.
yeah, I get that. I get that. But
I
again,
actually
I
looked
was
him up. He's only 24 at time of recording.
yeah. But then, to be honest, though, I was watching Spider-Man 1 earlier today, and like when you've got all the actors or actors and actresses that are pretending to be, high school students, and you look at them and they're like mid-20s, it's like, But no, it's an interesting family. It's an interesting dynamic, and as you say, it's a complete juxtaposition to what Rose was. Rose was very tight with her mum, and there was always that thing of Rose like not wanting to go home, but she felt like she missed her mum and Mickey and everything like that. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah, just a little spoiler moving forward. Everybody always cites Martha as being done dirty because
Really?
this is very much set up as Martha is the rebound, and I just keep an eye on that as we go through the series because it's really interesting in terms of character development. But
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So that leads us to it. She's a doctor, and
Trainee
then
doctor.
sorry, trainee doctor, not a nurse though. Yeah, and then we get the doctor just approach her in the street and take his tie off,
I couldn't understand that. Genuinely didn't understand that.
even at the end.
No.
Because how does
Why
it
did
prove anything?
prove anything? What?
Well,
What
that
the
he's a
doctor
time
taking his?
traveler.
No, I've got no idea.
Because I could come up to you in the morning,
Yeah.
take off my tie,
Yeah.
disappear, and then at the
Mhm.
end of the day, come back up to you and say, I'm going to meet you in the morning and take my tie off. Walk out the back. Do you know what? Like, it's a weird thing, right?
No, I'm lost because you can physically tie a tie, you can undo a tie.
That's what I mean. Like, how does it. What a weird way of showing her that it travels in time.
Oh, that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to show that he could move. That was lost on me. Very lost on
Really?
me. Yeah, no, I did. I'm sitting there and I've got a note here that says, why did he do that? I just, I don't understand. Like, oh, okay, so he's trying to show that time. Okay, that he can travel time and everything. Okay, I kind of get it.
Kind of get it. Just seems a little
Bit
bit
of a weird.
unnecessary. It's not
Yeah,
as wibbly wobbly as it should be.
yeah. I feel like he maybe could have given her something or something like that, or done one of those magic tricks like this is your number, or
Yes,
was this
yes,
your card?
exactly. Had a bit
Yeah,
more
it's
fun
something
with it.
something like that. You know what I mean? Like I just something like that rather than the tie. The tie was lost to me. Yeah, and
Go on.
then the doctor just appears in the hospital.
Yes, just checked himself in because of why does he say he's in there? I've forgotten.
Doesn't he just say he's? I don't know. Actually, I didn't take a note of that.
It's not Salt because that's the other lady.
Yeah, that was the vampiric woman.
Yeah. Uh,
Um,
can't remember why he's in there. But anyway, turns out Martha is the only person he's let check his blood pressure
heart. Listen for the
or
heart rate,
check his heart rate. And she works out he's got two hearts.
which I really liked. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the answer to why the doctor was in hospital. I really like that because it just like it's almost like you've got I assume the what would you call a doctor? A teacher doctor, maybe?
Oh, you'd call him a wanker.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a wank. It was one of those ones that I was actually like happy to see die. I was like, oh well, you kind of deserve it. So
Yeah, even if he
goodbye.
gave his little,
Um,
I'm 2 years from retirement speech.
yeah, I just it was I don't know what you called him, but I really liked that she was just proving him wrong, or the doctor was like I feel like it was almost a test as well,
From who to who?
from the doctor to Martha,
Okay, in what sense?
because th- so let's be real, right? If you heard two heartbeats, because the teacher doctor starts absolutely slagging her off, going, "Oh well, this is all speculative, and that's not a symptom, and everything like that."
Yeah.
And then she listens for a heart rate, and she hears the two heartbeats, but she doesn't go, "This man's got two hearts."
Yeah,
Like
which is, but why wouldn't you say that?
because I feel like she knows that the doctor is someone.
Right, okay.
Because like the thing is like you the I don't know what to the actual doctor. Not no fuck's sake. Now I'm stuck. What do I call him? I can't call him the doctor because it's not the teacher doctor
Yeah, let's call him
is
the
there.
wanker.
The wanker is there, and he like takes the piss out of her moving over to the other side. He's like, "Oh, do you not know where the heart is?" Then and everything like that. But she doesn't say anything. She doesn't bite.
Is that out
All
of
right, to go. Yeah, I can
humiliation
hear.
or is that out of curiosity?
What for the wanker or from Martha?
From Martha, does she not say out of curiosity or out of humiliation?
No, I think a curiosity.
But she never follows up on it. Sorry, I'm just eating some fingers as well, so I'm muting myself in between.
Oh yeah, chewing your fingers. Yeah, no, that is true. She never follows up on it, but then again, she then gets that the doctor's pretty special with the kind of when they're scanning for alien blood or alien DNA.
Yeah, but that comes quite
So I
later on
think,
in the thing.
yeah, but I think then by the time because everything the wheels then get in the get in motion there, and I think that she forgets that the doctor isn't normal, and then it's kind of she's clever enough to understand that the doctor isn't human.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Got yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Fair enough.
let's be real. You got the Judoon walking around who are walking rhinoceroses. So like, you're kind of proving that aliens exist there. But it's that kind of thing where she doesn't she already knows the answer. She doesn't need to ask the question.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I quite like that take on it.
Yeah. Which I really like. And that's part of the reason why I think she's going to be a very good companion is because she's on the front foot the entire time. She's a go-getter. She is a go-getter. But yeah, and I've got to say the whole practical effect of I say practical effect, but the effect of the hospital just disappearing, the rain going upwards, the big storm cloud, everything like that was quite cool, wasn't it?
It is all very good. Yeah. And it comes back to our point earlier that it's because it's used quite minimalistically, I suppose you would call it. It's not over reliant on the CGI. It just enhances the story a little bit.
Yeah, and that's it, and I think that's why it works very well. And it looks very cool, and it was just like I was sat there watching it. I'm like, what the fuck's happening? And Brad's just like, just carry on watching. And I'm like, I want to know, I want to know. And then he's just like, where do you think they are? Embarrassingly, I'm going to say this because I know Brad would have said this if he was on air.
Go on.
But embarrassingly, I was like, oh yeah, they're. I thought they were on, the cigarettes ship that went off the big rock.
Oh
I
yeah.
thought they were on there because I went, oh, that's the moon. It was Earth.
Fuck's
I
sake.
thought the Earth was the moon. And as I said, I've got to say it because, I know Brad would have said it on here, but yeah, no, I genuinely thought I got so confused. Brad's like, they're on the moon. I'm like, no, the moon's in, oh, it's the Earth. And so it was not my proudest moment, but I just put a note. I'm just like, why is the hospital on the moon? I love it. It was just like, this is a mystery. Like, I want to know what's going on. And talking of interesting things and mysteries and everything like that, how good were the extras? Like, what did they feed the extras before they
Oh,
started filming?
on absolute fire. There's not an extra that's yeah, everybody's like genuine. That's not even something I thought of at the time, but now you've mentioned it, I'm like, yeah, like
That
everybody looks like they're either a patient or a doctor trapped on the moon, like genuinely.
that there is a guy in like a grey sweatshirt, and honest to God, just watch him. Go back and watch that short clip of just when they've landed on the moon and they're panicking, and there's a guy in a grey sweatshirt, and just watch him. It is a thing of beauty, absolute beauty. That is like, I used to play football as a kid, and you'd always kind of like try and look out and see if there was a scout watching, and if you thought there was, you'd play the best game of your life and everything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
There must have been some bloke from EastEnders around the corner. And like everyone's just like, this is it, this is my time. I've got to show that I can convey like fear and but it just really made me chuckle, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Like the pure like emotion and commitment of some of those extras was just brilliant. I loved it.
No, it is
And
very
then of course,
funny.
Martha then spots about the windows, which again I really like. I thought the same thing. I was like, oh yeah, no, you'd have been blown out to space if they weren't airtight and there was no air. Um,
Yeah,
and
the way
that's
she
the thing.
works out, and it is a common sense thing as well. Like these windows, of course, they're not airtight, but she's the only one to put those two pieces together.
Yeah, which I really like. And everyone that says sucked out to space, you're wrong. It's blown out to space. What?
Okay, fair enough.
No, that's the thing.
Nerd.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, now I will go from one little point I want to make. She actually remembers the past as well, which I quite like.
In
I,
the
I,
sense
I
of the callbacks to like Big Ben and stuff like that,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. The Cybermen attack and what do they call it? Battle of Canary Wharf, and the
Oh yeah, of course,
cigarettes
because she
invasion.
mentions her cousin. Yeah.
Yeah, they go so high and then they go so low.
What do you mean?
Right. How many cousins do you know that are identical?
Oh, it's a different universe. It's fine.
How
It's
many
fine.
cousins do you know that are identical? Like, I mean, I walk down the street all the time. And I'm like, oh, you're identical cousins. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Identical cousins, all the time. The amount of time I used to work behind a bar, and I'm like, you sure this isn't your cousin's ID? Because you look exactly the same. I'm sorry, man.
It's fine. It's fine. It
Oh,
works in the
it
context of it's a different
doesn't
universe.
work. It doesn't work.
It does. But no, I'm glad you like that because that is something that is very consistent over Russell's era. Me and Brad, we must have mentioned it, but there is an episode that goes back and basically sort of does like an alternative reality, and it goes through sort of each invasion of Earth, and it's almost like a what if episode.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool. I love those.
yeah. So yeah, I'm glad you like that.
Yeah.
Keep an
No,
eye
I
out
like
on
that.
that as well.
And the thing is with the Christmas special with Catherine Tate, I I found it funny when she was just like, "Oh yeah, I was really hungover that day," but it then really annoyed me because I'm like, they're almost by doing that, you're almost wiping the slate clean, and you're almost like saying, "Well, nothing happened before."
No, understood. That sort of gets explained in the what if is all I'm going to
Oh,
say.
okay,
So
fair
don't be
enough. But
too
no, with
upset about that. Yeah.
no, but with Martha, I like it. She remembered everything that's happened. As I said, I'm not really a fan of the cousin theory, but look, it is what it
No,
is.
fair enough. What do you think of the doctor running around at the start in his little pajamas? And did you recognize his little pajamas?
Yes, you've got them, or you had them.
I wish I fucking had them. They're the same pajamas he was wearing in Christmas Invasion, apparently.
Oh yeah, yeah, I could say that. Yeah.
Don't know whether it's true or not, but there you go. And this is one of my favorite stories because the Doctor is trapped without his TARDIS and without his sonic screwdriver. It is just
No, he's got the
pure.
screwdriver.
Only for a while, though. It blows up at one point, doesn't it?
I think he loses it or something.
No, I'm sure he puts it in like the MRI machine and it blows up, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, he like amplifies it or something like that. Yeah.
So this is one of my favorite stories. And this is the last tie-in I will do to Wild Blue Yonder, the episode that was just out. This is what that episode should have been. He loses the TARDIS and he loses his sonic screwdriver, but it just comes back at the end and saves the day. That is not how you do a trapped Doctor story. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is how you do it. This is how you do
Yeah. It's kind of like you have to use your brain. The technology's out the window. It's like it's the question of like, what if all technology for us just fell apart and we were left by our own devices?
Exactly. I can't tell you, JP, how annoyed I am. Literally, just at the end of this episode, the other episode, TARDIS just shows up at the end because it's apparently saved to again. That is not a solution to an episode. That is a cop out. That's a Deus Ex Machina, for fuck's sake.
Oh,
but anyway,
Christ, yeah.
I digress.
Oh dear. I'll tell you what though, something I did notice though, the music in this episode.
Okay.
Because when the Judoon ships land, it's quite upbeat. It's quite a symphony, I guess you'd call it. I don't know.
Is it supposed to be like a what's it called? Like the War March, I think they call it, like an Imperial March.
Yeah, Imperial March, but for rhinos. Yeah, no, I could totally see that. I was just like, wow, that's really cool. And the whole thing with the Judoon ships landing, and it was quite cool.
It is
actually,
like
I was
the
quite impressed.
ships look very cool. Again, the CGI, because it's used quite sparingly, is very cool. And shall we take a minute to talk about the design of the Judoon?
Yes.
Is it the best alien you've seen yet?
Yes. Is it the most like you got to look at evolution, right? You know, it's all about evolution, baby. And do I think that the rhino is the apex predator of the the planet? I don't think it is, seeing as it's nearly extinct. So that implies that in the from their planet, the rhino was the mightiest of the warriors, which
I think you're reading into this too much because they're not actual. They're like us, just with horns. Like if an alien race was to take a look at us and compare us to the rhinos and the tigers, they'd be like, "How the fuck are you guys the apex predators?" No, it's because we've got thumbs, and these
we can kill from a distance.
Thumbs, exactly.
Yeah. Now I've got to say though, I really, really liked him, and I like the fact as well that they put the eyes on the side of the head like a rhino, and they even make reference to the fact that they can't see in front of them.
Yes.
And I just love it. It's a small detail that doesn't need to be put in there, but the fact that it was put in there, I love it.
No,
I just thought it
exactly.
was so good.
You can tell whoever it is that designed the Judoon fucking loved their job. Like it is insane. Every little moving part of it. Like this is, we mentioned it last week, but this is some Jurassic Park level of animatronics. Like they look so unbelievably good.
Like
and
they look like rhinos that walk. That is
really
what they are.
do.
You know, like the fact that they've got like a 10-pack on the front of them as well.
Yes,
like they are some heavy boys, and you're just like, damn. And I just love the fact that where was my note I put? Well, actually, to be honest, I put their fucking rhinos, and that's where all the rhinos went. That's it. But I just put Rhino Judge Dredd because Judge Dredd is one of my favorite comics to read as a child. I used to love reading Judge Dredd comics, and I just love that kind of that urban dystopian future where the law is all in chaos and it's it. And I was just like, wow, there's Rhino Judge Dredd, and that was quite cool. I was like, yeah, I'm on board with that. It took me a little while to work out that they were like a police force.
Okay, so what did you think of that then? What do you think of the intergalactic police? Because here also it's sort of implied that they're police for hire which sort of then gets dropped a little bit in later
Yeah,
seasons, and they just become the police, basically.
they are just the police. Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's the question of like because we don't really have a world police, do well? I suppose we do. They're the UN, but the UN are wank, so you know. They don't do anything. They sit there and go, "Oh, that's really bad. Don't do that." And oh, well, what are you gonna do if I carry on doing that? Well, we're just gonna say don't do it. You know, they're like the UN if they would actually did something. But I suppose it makes sense. There would have to be some kind of intergalactic police force.
Yeah, some governing
You
body.
know,
Yeah, exactly.
like the UN in the fact that every, well, I suppose, civilization puts in a little bit of resource into the one big machine, and then that's it. And I suppose the Judoon are spearheading the the charge because they're the best for the job, I guess.
Well, certainly just
Maybe.
like the brute force for it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, which I quite like. The fact that you said mercenaries for hire, I do think actually, yeah, that's the question, isn't it? It's like what makes someone a mercenary compared to a force for good?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Quite.
because at the end of the day, they know the rules and they know how to bend the rules. You know, the whole reason they put the hospital on the moon is because the moon isn't part of Earth, not part of Earth's jurisdiction. So they knew that they could take it to the moon, which in essence they just kidnapped a load of people just to avoid paperwork, which is not the best thing in the world, but it's a clever thing, I guess. But yeah.
It's the whole just the ends justify the means sort of argument, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like if there was a vampire around, I'd hope that the Metropolitan Police would be pretty quick on it. But you know,
Well, yeah, it leads us perfectly on to said vampire. Fucking
Hmm.
creepy, to be fair.
You know what? Right, because I came into this knowing nothing about the Judoon, nothing about that. I thought the Judoon were the bad guys.
Ah, right. Okay. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So I'm like,
Of
oh,
course you would. Yeah.
this invasive force comes down, big rhinos with guns, and holding everybody hostage. I'm like, oh, these guys are the bad guys. This is good. And then I'm sitting there thinking, what happened to the guys, the two guys with the motorcycle helmets dressed all in black? I'm like, how do they fit in? And then suddenly this old bat turns up, quite literally, an old bat, a vampire woman. And then she's just like, yeah, I'm a vampire. And then she just sucks someone with a straw.
Yeah. Properly creepy though.
It's the bit of blood at the end.
I was gonna say it's that little bit dripping back out the bottom of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's grim, but it's awesome. I love it. I'm like, yeah, vampire woman. And then it was just like, once I saw the vampire woman, it's like, right, well, the vampire woman's obviously evil. And then I was like, oh, I wonder if the Jadoon are here to try and kill her or something like that. And that's what it was. But I really like that because it was a complete misdirection. Because I'm sitting there
Yeah.
thinking the Jadoon are the bad guys, or bad guys, depending on what, kind of what perspective you're on. But then it turns out it was something completely else. And I was like, I really, really like that. It just kept you on your toes the entire time. You're like, why is the hospital on the moon? Why is this happening? Why are rhinos attacking the hospital? Why is there a vampire woman? Who's good? Who's bad?
Exactly. And it is subverting your expectations. These big, horrible, creepy monsters you expect to be the bad guy, and the sweet, innocent, elderly woman you expect to be the good person. And yeah, it totally flips it on its head. It's yeah, it's great. It's brilliant. This is such a good episode.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And then the fact is, they then top it off because you kind of have that thing where you're like, oh, okay, well, you've got the Jadoon that are looking for the vampire. It could take as long as they want and everything like that. But then they're like, hold on a minute. This air bubble only holds a certain amount of air, which just ups the stakes. And I really like that. It was like, oh, damn, they've got to do this quick. Like the doctor has to think even quicker. It's like, oh, I don't know if you was. Wait, I'm trying to think what it is. Like where there's like like where there's a bomb, like kind of diffusal expert, and he's there and he cuts the wire, and then it suddenly sets off a secondary charge, and then it's just like, oh damn, like you got
Yeah.
to do. It's just like that. It's like, oh, that threat's not enough. You've got another threat to deal with, which I really like. I thought that was quite cool.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Rhino Judge Dredd though over there. I mean, let's be real, right? I know that the guy may not be mentally there or could have been on some kind of heavy medication or something. But would you attack a rhino with a gun?
I I wouldn't attack one of those rhinos.
No,
Full stop.
I don't think I would either. I just think I'd
I
be like,
certainly wouldn't lob a chair at it or whatever it is this guy does.
I'm just like, why would you do that? The only conclusion I came up was maybe that guy was on some kind of severe medication. I just thought he was hallucinating or something. I don't know, but yeah,
I
no,
don't know.
I've got to say, I think that's more stupid than brave attacking a rhino with a gun, with a chair of all things.
Of
But
all
then of course
things.
he turned into Rhino Judge Dredd, and he was just like, "Oh well, you're guilty," and then just kills him. I'm like,
Straight up.
wow.
Yeah. Straight up. Sentence death. And then boom, disintegrated into oblivion.
Love to see the coroner's report on that one though. Can
What
you
do you
imagine that?
think of go on.
I was gonna say, because they're in a hospital, weren't they? So people die in hospitals all the time. And you'd be after like, right, how did he die? Well, he was killed by a rhino with a gun, and he was disintegrated, was
What?
sentenced to death.
It saves on the crematorium, I suppose.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, there's nothing there. I mean, I feel sorry for the family, but you know,
I mean, how
again,
do you explain that? Like, someone's going to jail, aren't they? Would you believe this?
absolutely not.
If you saw this in the news and
I,
an
I,
entire hospital, like hundreds of people said, we were abducted, we were on the moon, we've come back down. Would you
yeah,
believe it?
I'm not sure. I don't. Again, like because if you look at stuff that's happened where we are, you know, like the oh, was it the Malaysian Airlines plane that went missing like
Yeah,
6 years ago or something
yeah,
like that? That could have happened. They could be on the moon.
yeah. This is true. This is true.
They
Maybe
might
they
not have
will
just
show up one day and be like, yeah, we were on the fucking moon.
yeah, like so it could happen, but I don't know.
So this sort of comes back to then your everybody talking about the past, Big Ben, Battle of Canary Wharf, etc., etc. Would you believe it if it all actually like if this actually happened in our universe? Would you believe it?
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe if you
if it
had Cybermen in your house, fair enough.
yeah,
But let's imagine, let's just imagine that air brackets UFO crashes into Big Ben. I think I
mhm.
would probably suspect it was a hoax, even if it was quite clearly an alien. I think I don't know if I believe it. And then if this
Well,
happened, I'd probably be like, you're all talking bullshit, I think.
yeah, I just the thing is because you know, there's a lot of things that can be manipulated now. There's a lot of fake news out there, you know, everything like that. It's very hard to work out what's real and what's not.
Mm, mm.
But I think something as big as that, as the Battle of Canary Wharf, where there were Cybermen all around the world, you would know someone that knew something about it or
Yeah,
witnessed
yeah,
something that happened about it, right? It's like World War Two, for example, or World War One. You know, there's that horrific thing that they reckon that everybody knew someone that died.
yeah, yeah.
You're gonna know what you know, something like that. And again, the whole thing with kind of the alien ship crashing into Big Ben. Well, a lot of people work and live in London. Chances are, I mean, no, I work in London. I'm not a million miles away from that. I could have seen it and gone, wow, like that's cool. But do I think our government would let us? Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm getting right into the old conspiracy theory here.
Do it.
Do I think the government would let us actually believe that was a true thing? Probably not.
But why not?
Oh, I just think it's the panic thing, innit? Like the urban myth that actually the whole reason planes have oxygen masks is to give yourself more oxygen to calm you down, which is not true, by the way.
It's for the depressurization, yeah, of course.
Yeah, but the myth is that they just give you oxygen to keep you calm, so you're not scared of death. It's not true, but it's an urban myth,
Okay.
like that kind of thing. I reckon it would be something like that, where it would be like they'd do everything they could to cover it all up.
Well, okay, here's a question that I can't believe I haven't asked, considering we're on a sci-fi podcast. Do you believe in aliens?
Oh, I do, but I believe we're the first.
Okay, yeah, I've heard this
Yep,
theory before. I quite like it,
yep.
to be fair.
Well, in fact, there's two theories I believe in. I believe we're the first, or we're too early. Like as in we're too early into our civilization, and we're not worthy yet for other. If there were aliens out there, we're not worthy enough to be included yet.
Oh, we're not worthy. Fucking hell.
Well, like if you look at Star Trek, for example, Star Trek does this brilliantly, where they go on observation missions and they're told not to interfere with a planet or civilization's history.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if there's tribesmen there, they can't just go there and go, "Here's a plasma gun, have fun with that." They
No,
just have to
exactly. You've
observe.
got to let it run its course. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
let it run its course. And then when that civilization reaches its peak, its technological peak, you then introduce yourself.
Interesting. And yeah,
Right,
I'm just not
we're too
there
early.
yet. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, look, let's be real, man. We can't even get on with ourselves.
Well, why? This is, yeah, exactly.
You
You were
know what I
talking
mean?
about a
Like,
world police. It wouldn't work because we're
yeah,
too divided as a fucking
we
planet.
we can't get on with ourselves at the moment. God, I tell you, what, I'm gonna start preaching this. So we can't get on with ourselves at the moment.
Yeah.
So if you're a superior alien race, right, I tell you what it's like. Right, it's like you're going out for a night out. You can invite all your pals that you know are well, you know, you've known them for years or anything like that, and you think, yeah, that's going to be a good night. But then you got this one guy that you met one time at a bus stop, and the whole reason you started talking to him was because he punched through the bus stop because it looked at him funny.
Right.
Would you invite him on the night out?
No, of course not. We're the guy that
Because
punches the
we're the
fucking
guy that
bus.
punches the bus stop because it looked at him funny, because we're not quite there yet. You know, we're not that well established. It's like we'd almost be instigating the trouble. We would bring the trouble to the table
Yeah, yeah. No,
at the
you are
moment. And
absolutely correct. Yeah.
you know, that's the thing. But at the same time, though, I do also believe that we are the first intelligent species right across the universe,
That's
and
quite interesting. Yeah, yeah. Because
which is a scary
someone
thought.
has to be first. Yeah, exactly.
Someone's got to be first. Yeah.
Yeah,
What about
no.
you?
Yeah, no, they're obviously in an infinite universe. It's a mathematical probability that there is other life out there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm sort of more of the fact that we either haven't found it yet, or yeah, we're the first ones. Yeah,
Mhm.
someone has to be. Also,
Yeah.
sort of off topic, I genuinely believe we're in a simulation.
Yeah, you said that the other day. Well, I say the other day, like I think it was like last year or the year before. I could see it.
We are again. It's all just maths. If you can create a perfect simulation, then there's exponential perfect simulations beneath
Did
it. You're
yeah?
mathematically more likely to be in a simulation. No, I genuinely believe that this is just a
Did you
simulation.
did you see the latest season of Futurama?
I did not know.
They did an episode exactly like that. Where
Did they really?
the professor creates a simulation that then creates a simulation that then creates a simulation
Yeah,
because it just
exactly.
evolves. Like
So the
it's literally like that.
probability is that you're in a simulation because there's only one base reality, and then like an infinite amount of simulation. So
Yeah.
it is all it's basically a fact. But I exist in this simulation. I'm not going to cease to exist by killing myself or anything radical like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm just very aware that none of this fucking matters. Do you know what I mean?
Like it's the whole. We've got one set timeline. Everything happens on the timeline or the
Oh,
code.
so do you believe that? You believe that it's all fate?
Yeah, I think it's all fate. Things happen for a reason. And
So
if you
why
say to
bother
me,
doing anything?
well, no, because you still have to do stuff. But like, if you was to say like something stupid, like, oh well, if you close your eyes and cross the road, then if you know you obviously meant to cross the road. No, because if you get hit by a car and killed, then you're a tit, and that was meant to happen.
But you could what like saying it's meant to happen is such a fucking cop.
Why is the big man upstairs doing these cop outs for Ryan? He's just like he's sitting there speaking with fucking Chris Chibnall, going, "Yeah, I need another cop out, mate. Can you, you know?"
No, but like this podcast wasn't meant to happen. It's because I nagged you and Brad for about a year before you eventually decided to do it.
Yeah, but it happened.
But it wasn't meant to happen. I wasn't meant to come to Dubai.
Yeah, but it happened though. Like in your
But it
future,
wasn't meant to happen.
yeah, but if you looked at your timeline and you'd have gone like, so say for example, when you was 18 and you looked at your future and it went, oh, you'll be in Dubai. You'd be like, how on earth do I end up in Dubai? But you still end up in Dubai. It's just a series of things that lead up to it. So
No, I don't. I
COVID,
don't think you would.
COVID happened. You know,
If you'd
things
have,
happened there, and
if
then
I
you
was,
ended up.
go on.
Where did you see the advert for the thing? Because I bet you sort of like you obviously saw the advert that then tricked you thinking, I want to go to Dubai, which led to you to apply there, to get the job, to apply for the visa, to end up in Dubai.
Yeah,
If you
but
wasn't meant to have gone to Dubai, you wouldn't have seen the job offer. Your visa would have been declined. You wouldn't have got the job.
No, it was one potential option that was available to me. It wasn't my only option and my destiny. There's a billion trillion parallel universes in which I didn't come to Dubai. And if you'd have told me that when I was 18 that I'm going to be in Dubai when I'm 25, I would either say, fuck you very much, I'm going to prove you wrong, and just not gone out of spite, or I'd have been like, oh, and I'd have gone earlier. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no such, it's not all predestined. There's not just
Yeah,
one
but then
timeline.
would that have not been like the what's it called? Is it the no, not the butterfly? Is it the bootstrap paradox?
Bootstrap paradox is where
Where
you
where
are the
by showing you
reason.
your future, you then go around and change it and go elsewhere.
The granddad paradox or something, I think it's
Oh yeah,
called.
the grandfather clock. I don't know.
Something like that.
Paradox. Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
feel
no,
like we got
you're
way off
wrong
topic.
on that. So yeah, we have. But you're wrong. It's not nothing, it's not predestined. It's all life is just choices, multiple choice. We're just fondling our way through, making what we think to be the right choices, whether they're good or bad. And it's not predestined. Right.
So
Anyway,
anyway,
massive tangent there. Let's bring it back on track, JP.
sounds like a plan. Now, talking of getting back on track, of course, they look at the MRI and the X-ray, and the doctor quite cleverly uses the X-ray machine to. Well, he does. He uses it, but he amplifies the X-ray. I guess that was what it was, or the radiation by the X-ray, to use it as a giant gun.
Yeah, brutal and very not like the doctor.
Yeah, it was a bit of a strange one. But what did make me laugh though is the doctor's there tinkering around with the X-ray machine, and Martha's behind the big screen and everything like that, and she's fumbling around what is for what obviously is an operating manual for a for the X-ray,
Yeah.
and then she just ends up pressing a big yellow button. Now, call me skeptical, but normally you press big buttons first. That's normally an on button, isn't it?
I don't know how an MRI machine works. But remember, we're in a different universe. Maybe this is how it works.
Yeah, but just have a go. Just press it. What's the worst that happens? You turn it off, you then press it, and turn it back on.
I'm gonna say this whole absorbing the radiation is some massive foreshadowing that I wish Bradley was here that I could speak about.
Oh, really? Because I just put he's gone mental.
It's very upsetting watching him walk around barefoot for the rest of the episode.
I didn't notice he was barefoot for the rest of the episode. I mean, it would make sense because he lost his shoe.
Well, he takes he
He throws
loses
one
one
in
and
the
then he
bin and then
takes off.
yeah,
Yeah,
which
and
is a
he's
silly
barefoot
idea
the
by the
rest
way,
of it.
because then you double the chance of injuring your foot.
Yeah, but one foot looks weird.
Yeah, but then you got less chance of injuring one of your feet.
But as we know from his glasses, he's all about the just looking cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I suppose. It was just such a weird thing. It's just like, I'm just going to wiggle the radiation into my foot.
I kind of like it. I think it makes sense. It's weird, it's bizarre, it's funny, and it's major foreshadowing.
Yeah, I don't know. It was really weird. I was just like, but then why is his trainer part of his body?
That is weird. How does he manage to shake it into the actual shoe rather than just the foot?
I didn't
Yeah.
understand that. Maybe the doctor's outfit is part of his body, like you know with shapeshifters. I'm trying to think of the shape, like the scrolls. You know, there was a big debate of like maybe the clothes are part of their body.
Yeah. We had that in the last episode of Doctor Who, and that would explain why he managed to regenerate his clothes this time when he regenerated.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I mean, that would make sense then, because if he's regenerated his body and the clothes go. No, doesn't he choose his clothes though?
Yeah, we see him in the wardrobe, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
And then he just yeeted the screwdriver.
I thought it broke.
Well, he did, but he just threw it right. Like, let's be real, right? Say you're wearing a watch and your watch broke, you wouldn't just throw it. Like, if it was an expensive
True.
watch, you'd go, I'd have put it in my pocket and repair it later, or get somebody to repair it for me.
Well, we don't know how many he's got, to be fair, because he just seems to have it back at the end.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Maybe he's got a stash.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I've got to say though, what you said earlier about the Martha being a rebound, you could kind of see that in this episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it took the Doctor a full season to flirt with Rose, and then kind of just to get up to that bit.
Yeah.
And then straight away, he's necking off with Martha.
Straight away. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, that's the difference between a proper long-term relationship compared to a fling. No, but it is though, isn't it? It's like friends with benefits. It's just there's nothing serious there. It's just a rebound kind of thing. So now you've said that, that makes more sense.
Yeah, no, well, there you go. I would say, though, the doctor is nothing but transparent with what this relationship is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like
Which I quite
he's
like.
not really leading her on or anything, which I think he gets
No,
accused of in this series.
I mean he's made everything really well. At least I think he's made things pretty clear anyway.
No,
Um,
I agree. I agree.
but yeah, it was just again such a juxtaposition of the fact that with Rose it was like something could be there, but it might not be, but I don't know. Leading up to the season finale, where it's like, oh, they nearly said I love you too,
Yeah. Or even
and
back
then it's
in Christopher Eccleston's one with I think you need a doctor, and then finally the first on-screen companion kiss.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. But what did make me laugh though is I've got a note here saying, did the doctor just dribble on her?
Why?
Well, because he transfers the alien, like his alien DNA, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, exchanged bodily fluids, presumably.
Yeah, yeah. Which is, I suppose that's one way of doing it. Yeah. Um,
Is Martha fit?
I think so.
I reckon she's all right, you know.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's a nice looking woman.
Do we think he's upgraded or downgraded?
I mean, that's an unfair question because Billy Piper, I got a soft spot for Billy Piper.
Billy Piper, or Billy Piper Rose? Because I think they're quite different.
Ooh, good point, actually. I'm gonna say TBD. I'll come back on that.
We'll reevaluate at the end of
Yeah,
the
at the
series.
end of the season. At the end of the season, yeah, it's be like, all right, that's it. But you're Josh and me.
I know, I've got that note as well. I got a bit called out in Doctor Who.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, wait, what? Like you're
I was
joshing me?
so
Which
happy.
I actually think that's an actual saying. You're joshing me,
Yeah, of course it is. Are you kidding me? Are you joshing me? Yeah.
but I don't understand what. Hold on, let's have a look here. The origin of the expression "joshing me" can be found in the late 1800s, when a young man named Josh Tatum noticed that nickels minted in 1883 were almost the same as $5 gold pieces in terms of size and design. He and a friend began to electroplate these coins and pass them off as $5 pieces, eventually amassing a small fortune before being caught.
There you go. So yeah,
So you're
are
joshing
you
me, yeah,
conning me basically? Are you having a
yeah.
laugh?
Are you
Are
joking
you
me?
ripping
Yeah.
me off? Yeah. There you go. I was honest. I made a little note of that. I was over the bloody moon.
Yeah, yeah, that was quite cool. I like that. And then I've got to say, right, I always believe this works. Playing the rookie card always works a
As in
charm.
acting dumb. Yeah.
Acting dumb works a charm. It just through work, through gambling, sport, anything like that. It is better to act like a rookie and then sharp and go, oh yeah, I'm the next big thing, and then
No,
just look like a tit.
totally agree with you. I think
And
this.
I love that because the doctor obviously didn't have a full idea what was going on,
Yeah.
and he needed to work out what was going on, and he did it perfectly just by asking just innocent questions. Oh, what about this? What about this? Oh, what are you doing there? And she told him everything.
Exactly. Exactly. But again, this is a perfect, and it's not quite the finale, but it is. I suppose I just a sort of semi finale, but it is perfect. This whole intelligence, working it out, finding a solution that's slightly out of the box, tricking her into drinking your blood by acting like a human so that you register as alien is genius, and it's what modern Who is lacking. I think this is a perfect Doctor Who ending. I think,
Yeah, yeah,
and
I thought it was really good.
yeah, no, it's
Image,
brilliant. It's brilliant.
yeah, immature me put a note saying the doctor got sucked off by an old woman.
Yes, yeah, she did a lot of sucking this episode. To be
He
fair,
did, yeah. Pop your teeth out, Doris. Have a nostril me. Um, dear. But no, it's yeah, no, it was just it was. I was expecting the doctor to. I thought the doctor was playing possum, so I was
okay.
expecting him to pretend to be dead and then come up and go like, "Oh, gotcha," that kind of thing. I didn't expect him to actually technically die.
Well, you're a bit more medical savvy than me, so I have a question for you.
You say medical savvy, but go on.
If I was to suffer like a gash or a wound and was dealing from severe blood loss,
Hmm.
could I be saved by CPR?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. Right? If I have a
I mean,
massive, I don't know.
you try. I mean, the first thing is to stem the bleeding. You need to stem the bleeding first. Stop more blood leaving the body.
Okay, fair enough. I think we can assume that the wound in his neck heals as
It's
soon as she
sealed.
takes the straw
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
something along those lines. It's cauterized or carterized, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know because the whole point of CPR is to get the heart pumping again, to like massage it into a rhythm so it starts pumping blood around the body, which gives oxygen to everything. That's what I think because if the brain starves of oxygen, you're out of it.
Yeah.
That's it. So in that sense, I suppose it doesn't matter because you're only pumping a small amount of blood. You just have to do more work to get the blood around.
Okay. Okay.
But at the same time, if there's only a little bit amount of blood, say if it goes up to your brain and then goes down to your toes, by the time it's coming from your toes up to your brain, there's a long time.
You're dead.
Yeah, like you'd need blood in there, you know what I mean? So yeah, but then again, the doctor's got two hearts, maybe one stores blood. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, we don't know to be fair his physiology. Yeah, okay, I
Yeah,
understand that. But this is
yeah.
where it doesn't fall apart for me, but this is where I'm a little bit less impressed with it because it just becomes, it's this false tension that's not it's just resolved by luck. Do you know what I mean? Everybody just about manages to survive. They just get zapped back down to the earth. I think it goes from being a really very good ending with him outsmarting this vampire woman to
Hmm.
just now we're just tying up loose ends. Do you know what I mean? I could
Yeah.
do with it. It
I
could jump straight back to them being on Earth, and I wouldn't have felt like I missed anything,
I just
except for I suppose we get Martha's sacrifice. I suppose that's probably what the point of it is.
yeah, I just think that the thing that done it for me, right, was like they had this, and I use serious in the sense that I do appreciate there's rhinos running around looking for running around a hospital on the moon looking for a vampire. But like it was all proper serious. It was like, as you say, the doctor's outsmarted the vampire. Martha's there as well. But
Yeah.
what was up with the vampire death?
Okay, a bit cartoony for you.
It was just a bit out. Like it didn't really fit in with it. Like she obviously, like, they wanted to kill her. I mean, she murdered a child. So like, they got to, kind of the Judoon have got to kind of dispense justice. But it was just a bit like it almost felt a bit like the Wicked Witch of the East going, "I'm melting, and I was like, it didn't really like if she'd have just turned into a pile of ash or something like that. I'd have been like, yeah, fit an ending. But
JP,
she didn't.
this is the second consecutive week you've said this. And if I was a betting man, I think you're probably going to say it next week as well.
Oh God, really?
I think more so than anything next week, if you're talking Wicked Witch of the West.
Maybe
But
maybe I need to sit down and watch Wizard of Oz before I watch the next episode, just to get it out of the system, really. But yeah, I don't know. It was like, I mean, it was funny. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think the point of this episode was to be funny.
yeah, no, it does. This whole episode takes itself very seriously, and then she does become a cartoon villain at the end that gets vaporized into nothing. That's a very good point, and it is, yeah, it is becoming a recurring theme, especially when you know what's to come through this. Certainly, the
Yeah.
next episode as well. The next episode
Um.
is the most egregious use of it, to be fair. So I'll be intrigued to see your opinions on that. But then we are all wrapped up. We're back on Earth. Martha's at her party. Um, I don't know why, but I really the bit where the dad goes, "I'm putting my foot down. This is me putting my foot down," and then he stomps on the.
Oh,
That really tickled me for some reason. I was
I know.
properly howling at the telly.
It's just brilliant, and it's just like it just the way I saw it, right, is Martha had literally just been on the moon being chased by a vampire and some rhinos, right? And yet that was the more stressful situation for her with her
Yes, yeah,
brother's 21st birthday, which I really, really like that they managed to convey that perfectly.
yeah, yeah. No,
And it was just
exactly.
like, I love it. I think that's brilliant. Like she's gone through all of that, yet the most stressful part of her day was her brother's 21st between her mum and her dad. And I'm like, that's that's pretty special. I like that.
No, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I get why the Jadoon put the hospital back because it's there, but it was a bit random that they just put it back.
Well, this is what I mean. It's very lucky, isn't it? It's very lucky.
Yeah, but then again, if they are a police force, it makes sense for them to preserve life.
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose, but then why remove it in the first place if you let them get to that point? But anyway, it's resolved. It's fixed. We have a new companion in the TARDIS. We obviously spoke a little bit earlier about that weird bit with Ty.
Mhm.
Excited to see more of their adventures, JP.
Yes, and before we leave, I think I know what the Easter egg is. Or I want to put a little pitch out there for the Easter egg.
Okay, here we go. I'm not going to confirm or deny either way throughout this series, and I'm going to give Brad explicit instructions not to as well.
So, on the radio, it mentions a Mr. Saxon, and the very, very next one on a poster on the wall behind him is Vote Saxon. I reckon Saxon's got something to do with it. That is
What do
my
you mean
guess.
on the radio? On the
There's a
when?
radio clip that's going on. Like after everything that's gone on, there's a
Right.
radio clip that says something about Mr. Saxon is leading an investigation or something like that.
Oh,
That,
when they land again. Yeah. When the
yeah.
moon comes back.
And the very next clip, like the very next scene, there's like loads of like where you got well, we never saw them, but like in America where they used to have the vote posters and everything like that. There is a vote
Uh,
Saxon there. So Saxon and Saxon, I reckon it's got to be something to do with Saxon. Whether it's a Mr. Saxon or it's a corporation called Saxon or something like that, that's my guess.
okay, fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
That's what I'm rolling with.
Interesting. So poster and radio. I shall.
Yep,
I'm gonna Google.
that's what I put.
Yeah.
Mr. Saxon on the radio, then on the poster in
Okay,
brackets Easter egg.
fair enough, mate. Well, keep an eye out for that next episode. Then see if we can keep the train going.
Uh-huh.
Anything else to add for this episode? Oh, excited to see more Martha and the Doctor.
I am. Yeah, no, I am. I genuinely am. For reasons as I specified in the start of the episode. I just think it's a new dynamic. Rather than I feel like Martha's going to be pulling the Doctor along, whereas Rose was, I was like anchoring the
Along
Doctor
for the
down.
ride. Yeah.
It's that makes it seem like the Rose is holding the Doctor back. It's not. It's just Rose was keeping the Doctor grounded in humanity, whereas I feel like Martha is going to be a bit more of a go-getter kind of thing.
Okay. Did you watch the next time trailer?
I did, and I took no notes about it, and I can't remember it.
Let's just say for this series, I do think they get better at not spoiling things throughout this series. But let's just say from now on, no more next.
Okay, no more next times it is.
Yeah.
I give it 3 episodes until I actually watch it.
Well, on that note, JP, love it or hate it?
Oh, love it! I thought it was brilliant.
I agree with you 100%. I think this is a genuinely very, very good episode. I think because it's a series opener, it gets slept on a little bit, maybe. Like I certainly wouldn't hurry back to watch this. But every time I do end up watching, I'm like, this is just good. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just a really good episode. Yeah.
It is.
I think
and it's a tense episode as well.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. It's tense. It does a good job of introducing the new companion. It's world building. It's seeing the Doctor in a new light. It does all of these things, and it's just this feels like a proper Doctor Who episode as well. I think that's what's quite important.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And yeah, so kicked off series 3 with a banger. Next week for me is a bit of a downer. Then I think the episode after is a bit of a downer. Then there's a 2-parter, which is a bit of a downer. Actually, that's a very good point. I think the first half of this series is pretty rough, but for me, this is the best second half of the series. I think this might actually be. So let me just go through this. Okay, crap. Very good. Okay. First 7 episodes, it's a hard time.
Okay.
But then 8 through 13 is literally the best Doctor Who we've had to this day.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, we shall see.
With that little tease, I think we're ready to wrap it up. If you've got nothing else to add, JP?
No. I think we're all good. Onwards to season 3, episode 2.
Moving forward swiftly. I will see you again on Sunday or Monday when me and Brad do our review of the final of the specials. Then me and JP, we will see you again on Friday, hopefully joined by Bradley Fuller, ready for the Shakespeare Code. As always, thank you for listening. Thank you for your engagement. Thank you for following. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for telling your friends about us, because that's how we really get the new followers and the new listeners. And that's all from me, JP.
Yeah, no, that's all for me as well. Yeah, we will see you next week.
See you on the flip side. Adios, amigo.